Good evening, audience. This is Kudo-kun, fresh off of his latest controversy. Somebody asked me to put up some more Vanguard content, so I decided to go ahead and do that. If this works, then I'll probably do more of it. I'm playing my Tsukuyomi deck. When I draw my hand, I've got 4 triggers in my hand. No idea what I'm going to do with that, so I go ahead and shuffle those back, draw some new ones. My philosophy is always throw away everything that isn't part of the Tsukuyomi ride chain, so that was just really convenient. Right here, I actually have 2 of the parts of the ride chain, and I'm like, that is fantastic. All that means is I need the grade 1. So I see he's playing some kind of dancy deck. I don't know. I don't really know the deck types very well. Right here, I actually managed to get the last piece I need, and that is just fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and put these cards on the bottom here. My theory here is if I can just put all of the really low grades on top, then that'll be fine because I can use them as shields. I don't want to keep the grade 3s on top because if I draw into them, I can't use them as shields. Go ahead and pass the turn. They put down 7,000 and they charge something to soul, and that's whatever. They attack. I decided here that it was probably best that I just take it. Normally what I would do is I would block this with a 5,000, but I really like my hand right now and I don't want to give anything up, so I'm just going to go ahead and take that damage. I need to get to 4 damage anyway to pull off the full Tsukuyomi thing, so let's go ahead and let them have it. And they got the level 2 Tsukuyomi. This would normally enrage me, but in this case I don't really care because I've already got one. Go ahead and do this. I want to go ahead and keep using the effect because every time I can pull this effect off, it means I have more cards in my hand. So I go ahead and try it again. Somebody just logged into Skype. Ignore that. And I managed to get the level 2 as well. And I'm like, wow, this is just awesome. I can't even believe I'm pulling all of this off right now. Right there, I'm stacking. I put 3 heal triggers right next to each other. And I'm really hoping that I eventually get to it, but I have a feeling that just means I'm going to have 3 really dead heal triggers. I use Tsukuyomi's effect to get 2 more cards in the soul. Need to figure out a way to get 1 more card in the soul. So I'm going to go ahead and play Red Eye, because if I can get Red Eye to pull off an attack, then I can get 1 more card in the soul. Went ahead and decided to play Milk. Ignore that. That's stupid. I think it's like a virus or something. Don't even worry about it. Gonna attack this guy for 19k because if I have 4 more cards in my hand, I actually get another 4k on top of the 6k that Milk normally gives me, which is fantastic. I trigger check, I don't actually get anything, but I do get a grade 2 that I can play next turn, so, you know, it's cool, it's whatever, it's gravy. If you haven't noticed already, I have this clip sped up because this duel was about 28 minutes, and I really don't want this to be a 28-minute video. They finally get up to their level 2. Not really too worried about any grade 2s they have at this point. They attack, they do some damage. It's whatever. I still need to get to the maximum damage, which is 4. Well, for me anyway, it's 4 because that means I can pull off Tsukuyomi grade 3 2 times. So I go ahead and let that through. They get the critical trigger, and I'm so... Oh, I can't even believe they pulled off the critical trigger. I'd like never take a chance like that because I'm like, oh well, what if they get a critical trigger? I'm going to be in trouble. And that one time I trusted them and I went for it. But anyways, I look at my 5 cards and I get the last part. I pulled off every single part of the Tsukuyomi ride chain in one duel, and that's fantastic. Except it was the one duel I didn't need it to happen because I had them in my hand already anyway. But I go ahead and I ride. I don't have enough to actually do the effect yet. So I'm just going to go on the full offensive. I'm going to see if I can pull off Red Eye this one time. If it doesn't work, that's cool because I can just ride another Tsukuyomi grade 3. But whatever. I go ahead and attack. This was really dumb of me, but I was taking a chance. You normally never want to attack with your Vanguard first. You normally want to attack with Rear Guard, Vanguard, Rear Guard. I went for it this time because I really wanted to power up Takitsuhime. Right here I almost messed up and gave it to Red Eye because I wasn't thinking, but I gave it to Takitsuhime. That way I could pull off all 3 attacks, kind of put them on the defensive a little bit. I attack with Takitsu next because I want to try to draw out whatever cards they have to block with. They don't fall for it, and they just let me have the damage. And now I'm attacking with Red Eye. If I can pull this off, I get 1 more in the soul, and it'll be fantastic. They don't let me have it, and I'm like, fine. Whatever, I'll have to waste 1 more card from my hand, but that's not really a big deal. I let them have the turn. Now they're going to go ahead and go up to level 3. which is completely fine with me. I actually don't know anything about the deck type they're using, but it's pretty adorable. I can at least say that much. They're using some effects. I'm not really too worried about it right now. I don't really take the time to go through and read all of the Japanese cards' effects. I figure they'll just tell me what they are in the little comment section over there. We attack with our Vanguard first, which is a smart thing to do. And right here, I actually don't remember how I responded. I think I was considering for a second not letting it through because that critical before scared me, but I go ahead and let them have it anyway. I draw a critical trigger. I always get those on damage, which is so dumb. I can't even believe. But anyways, give the power to my Vanguard. It's not going to matter because they're going to be able to attack and go through it anyway, I think. But they decide to go for Red Eye anyway, and they totally saw through what I was trying to do, so they're going to stop me from doing it next turn. Would have been a turn late anyway, so I probably wouldn't have gone for it, so I just let him die. Whatever. No need to waste resources. So right here, I do what I said before. I go ahead and ride a grade 3 on top of a grade 3 so that I have 6 in the soul. Right here, I wanted to check. Normally, I use the counters down there to check how much I have in the soul, but I forgot to do it this time when I hit 5. So I wanted to show them that I did have 6 cards in the soul. So I did it. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and counterblast the first time. My main plan here is just, yeah, to get rid of the Battle Sister because I don't really need her right now. Right there, I almost messed up and drew the cards for the effect again before paying for it. That would have been bad. I get rid of Milk right there because Milk is really only good one time. I am pretty lactose intolerant after that. I need something to put behind Tsukuyomi, so I go ahead and put the grade 1 Tsukuyomi because she's adorable. Why not have her on the battlefield as many times as possible? I attack with Tagitsu's line first. I know that I can get through because it's 16k to an 11k. 16 is a magic number, so completely set there. And I draw out a 10k guard, which is fantastic. Then I attack with my Vanguard. Right here, they actually don't guard, and that's kind of strange. If I had managed to get a critical trigger, they would have been in trouble, but I just totally whatever. Like, it's fine. Right here, I'm drawing cards like a madman, which is awesome because Tom is about to become a complete and total beast of a monster. And yeah, now I'm going to go ahead and attack with a really, really big, beefy Tom. They actually managed to just take the 1 damage, which makes me a little sad because that was like the one time Tom would have been really effective if they had actually already been at 5 damage, but you know, whatever. Right here, you're seeing why I love the Tsukuyomi deck so much. I have to sort my hand because I just got way too many cards to deal with. They get a full field now. It's full field versus full field. I'm not really too worried about it, but I already knew right off the bat they were probably going to try to do something to get rid of Tom, so I thought maybe I could keep him alive and maybe I could draw the attention to my Vanguard a little bit. It didn't work. They ended up taking out Tom in the end, and I was like, oh, okay. So I went ahead and got rid of Tom with a heavy heart, but he did his job, kind of. He got me that 1 extra damage. And now we actually have to deal with Vanguard damage. I'm not too worried about this. He's counterblasting for this effect that lets him put 2 rear guards back and get a new one from his deck, and I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. That's like having another stand trigger, but better. Searches his deck, pulls out another grade 3, and I was like, wow, that is really awesome. Personally, if it were me, I would have pulled out a grade 2 because grade 2s can intercept, and you don't really get the grade 3's effect at all, except for the fact that it's an 11k, but excuse me, but who really needs the 11k, right? You could have just gotten the grade 2, and whatever, you know, I'm rambling, I don't know how this guy's deck works. Maybe that was the best decision. It's not like I'm a master at this game or anything. So, right here, they're attacking. They are really focused on taking in my rear guard. Normally, I wouldn't have cared at all, but the thing is, I'm planning on riding Coco and then having my other Tsukuyomi be my other rear guard. So I can't really let that happen. I love having her right there in my center slot because 15,000 is just so much to deal with this late in the game because it wastes through so many cards. So I go ahead, do my plan. I've got like 7 cards to defend with. It might only be 6 cards. I might just be blind. But anyways, I've got plenty to defend with. I go ahead to Kitsuhime, 16k, and then they are just drawing all kinds of triggers like nobody's business. I go with my center row. It's going to be a cool 25k, waiting for that 15k guard, which they pull off with little to no problem. And I get the critical. So I go ahead and give the critical and the power to Tsukuyomi because I didn't think I'd pull another critical, and then there it was. I pulled one of my heal triggers, and it was the fourth heal trigger in my deck because I checked how many cards I had left, and I knew it couldn't have possibly been the row of three, but I thought maybe my numbers were off. So I went ahead and trusted that maybe I had the other two heal triggers under it. Right there, don't worry about that. That's just a glitch. It didn't crash me or anything, so I'm not worried about it. They guard through all of my attacks, and I'm like, okay, I just need to last one more turn. I've got so much hand defense, it's not even funny, and I can still take one more damage. So I go ahead and have this attack, whatever. I let him do his thing. He's getting rid of my rear guards, which is kind of sad, but at the same time gives me something of a chance. So I go ahead and get rid of that rear guard. It's whatever. Go ahead and take him if you want. I think right here he goes after my other rear guard. Yep, sure does. Which is confusing because probably could have just went for the win right there. Went ahead and guarded though. I've got all kinds of hand defense. Okay, baby, I got guards for days. And then he goes in here for one more attack on my Vanguard. And I'm like, yeah, I can take one. Sure. Why not let this happen right now? Goes ahead and uses the counterblast, which is a little bit confusing because for some reason, there we go. I was going to say, for some reason, when they first used that effect, I thought they were trying to put another one in the back row, and I was like, why would you do that? That's completely pointless. To go for this attack here, I decide not to guard. I leave it up to luck. I'm pretty sure I've got the heal triggers right under that other heal trigger because I thought my numbers were off. There it is. That is the critical trigger, and that is why you always have to play safe. I really, really, really thought that if the heal triggers weren't there, I'd be able to live anyway because they would only be able to do one damage and then I'd block against the other Pacifica, and it totally didn't happen that way. So thank you very much, we the people. Thank you for the match. If you liked this, then please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed to me already, then please subscribe to stay up to date on the latest Kudo news, and leave me a comment telling me what you thought about the match. And if you want to see any more of these matches, then just let me know. I'll see if maybe I can get more done. Catch you next time.